So not that long ago, Kathleen Kennedy, the CEO of Lucasfilm, was recently interviewed, and I'm going to touch on a bit of some of the things about the interview, what they mainly talked about, and I'm going to be stating on what I really think about all of this type of news. And this interview is pretty wild, and it's very shocking about what Kathleen Kennedy wants to take the direction of Star Wars. And it's really weird. Everything that she has stated in this interview was pretty interesting. I've listened to many different videos discussing on this, and it was a really interesting topic, and I wanted to touch on this. Now, this might be some old news. I'm not 100% sure. I'm now just, like, kind of seeing it, so I'm really sorry if, like, some of you down in the comments being like, we already know about this. Why are you talking about it now? So, anyway, so mainly the interview starts off, with Kathleen Kennedy and the interviewer. They're talking about how the films have been getting mixed receptions within the fans, and not really doing well with the audience and the box office, mainly referring to Solo: A Star Wars Story not making enough money, and with The Rise of Skywalker, didn't make the 1 billion mark after like the first month or two after being out, which is pretty shocking compared to films like Rogue One, The Force Awakens, and The Last Jedi, which was the most most controversial film within the Star Wars franchise, especially within the sequels. But anyway, so they talked about that and the success of The Mandalorian and how that's been doing and everything. And she ends up stating that we understand that the films have been getting mixed reviews and everything, and they're deciding to take a step back from releasing big Star Wars film cinematic releases, and truly, like absorbing on what George wanted to do with this franchise and trying to figure out where it could go, and everything. And she ends up stating that stories have been told within the past over 40 years of storytelling, and realizing that there's 2,500, no, 200, 2,500 years of Star Wars, which, sorry if, like, I just couldn't get anything out. And I think that she's referring to Legends, honestly, because I think Star Wars is a much more vast time period. Like, honestly, 2,500 years doesn't really seem like a whole bunch, but I do kind of see where that's going. It's going with it's like, trying to make Star Wars seem realistic to the human world, where this world's only been around for about 4,000 years. But this is 2,500 years, so it's pretty interesting on how this is talked about. And I really think that she was referring to Legends. And this also and in this interview, they also talk about how Kathleen Kennedy wanted to take a look at the Old Republic and go there, which honestly seems like a huge plus. And I think that we're actually going to be getting the Old Republic pretty soon, especially with the High Republic and everything. They would kind of want to go back and to tell the stories, because the Old Republic is probably the best place to do these vast amount of stories, especially with Darth Bane now being a part of canon in terms of Disney Plus. But she also ends up talking about how they want to focus on shows for Disney Plus and video games, comics, and novels more than cinematic releases. And this kind of raised the question of Taika Waititi's trilogy and Rian Johnson's trilogy, and she did state that Taika Waititi's both of the trilogies will be happening, but Taika Waititi's trilogy is being worked on, while Rian Johnson's trilogy is being swept under the rug because of of what happened with The Last Jedi being the most controversial film. They don't really think that Rian Johnson can make a good Star Wars film because, what happened to Episode 8, and honestly, I don't think that they should do that, honestly, that and everything. Knives Out was a really good movie, and I feel like Ryan can have his moment with this trilogy, and I didn't really think that his episode 8 worked with the overall story of, like, the ending of the Skywalker saga, a 42-year story, and that's what we get for episode 8, something that was kind of pretty worse than Empire. But honestly, this seems really interesting. Everything that they talk about in this interview was really interesting. And I know I'm not taking a whole lot of depth in it. I'm just mainly talking about like some of the things that they mentioned, and it's just absolutely insane the direction that she's willing to go to take the future of Star Wars. Like honestly, I would rather get good Star Wars films over like a 3 to 4 year period of time over something like bad films within every 2 years. Like I don't want to see that. And I don't want to get a trilogy like every other a film every other year of a trilogy and they're just bad. I would rather get a good Star Wars film that would take 2 or 3 years to make, and I feel like this is a very smart move. And the fact that there's been so many rumors going around with Disney Plus shows, like I mentioned the Darth Bane character coming back to canon material. Again, it's been rumored that he's going to be getting his own show. Boba Fett's been rumored to get a show or a film for Disney Plus. There's a Darth Vader series being talked about. There's a Mace Windu series being talked about. There's an Ahsoka series that's still being talked about. There's a all-female centric Star Wars series that's being talked about, being worked on. And then there's all these other games that have been rumored about, like a reboot for the Clone Commando game, and Star Wars The Force Unleashed 3, potential Battlefront 3, and with Jedi Fallen Order 2 having multiple spin-offs of the Jedi Fallen Order franchise. Honestly, it's really interesting on where this could go further on. Like I think this is the better direction, and if this is how Kathleen Kennedy is going to work from here on out, I think that we're in good hands. But I'm kind of frustrated that it's taken her 8 years to come out and state this is what we plan on doing, when the sequels were kind of like yikes. Like The Force Awakens was good, even though it was a 2.0 of A New Hope, and then we had the crap Empire Strikes Back 2.0, and then we had the what is this Return of the Jedi 2.0. And honestly, I feel like this is much better. I just can't believe it's taken her this long to come out and state this. This is actually making me really excited. I'm kind of putting my faith and trust back into Kathleen Kennedy with this new statement and that she's come out and stated. But what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about all this. Honestly, I know that there's a decent amount of people who don't care for Kathleen Kennedy. I don't really care for her. But if this is how she's going to treat the Star Wars franchise from here on out, I think we're in safe hands. As long as we get cinematic films every 2 years or so, that I'm completely fine with that. So, anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Make sure to give this video a like, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram and join my Discord server. And with that being said, guys, peace out.